So you guys might have noticed earlier that I took a quick peek back at the shelf. I wasn't really paying attention, but let's see if Gemini was. Hey Gemini, did you happen to catch the title of that white book on the shelf behind me? The white book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. That's absolutely right. Let's try something a bit harder. I keep misplacing my hotel keycard. Do you know where I last left the card? The hotel keycard is to the right of the music record. Great. Now, I've been thinking about what Google just announced, and I don't think most people fully understand it. They're calling it Android XR. At first, it just sounds like some new headset or fancy smart glasses, but the more I listen, the more I realize this isn't just about hardware. This is Google quietly moving beyond the screen. They're not just upgrading your phone, they're replacing it. For decades, we've lived inside rectangles, phones, laptops, televisions, it's all been based on screens. Google's saying that era is over. With Android XR, their goal is to move computing into your physical space. Glasses you wear all day, headsets that let AI understand what you're looking at, what you're saying, and even what you might want before you think to ask. And yes, it's impressive. Gemini, their latest AI, isn't just part of this system, it is the system. It reacts, predicts, guides. You ask where to eat, it already knows you're watching the game and can explain the play. It's smooth, fast, and probably going to feel like magic. But let's not forget, just because it feels natural doesn't mean it's harmless. Google is pushing this idea that headsets are for specific moments, while glasses are for your whole day. That's not just a design choice, it's a complete shift in behavior. If this works, Google won't just be something you check anymore, it'll be something that surrounds you, something that shapes how you see the world. And that changes everything. They've rebuilt Chrome for XR, they're relaunching YouTube with immersive formats, and developers are getting new tools to bring their apps into this environment. This isn't some side project, it's a platform. A new default. And I get why they're doing it now. Gemini finally gives them the AI power that Google Glass never had. This time, the tech actually works. But the questions haven't disappeared. If Gemini becomes your interface to the world, how much of that world is being filtered, nudged, or predicted without you even realizing it? I'm not saying it's all bad, there's a lot of potential here. But when the core of it, Gemini, stays in Google's hands, it's worth asking, how much control are we giving up for the convenience? This launch might look like just another product reveal, but it feels like Google is rewriting the rules of how we interact with reality. Let's break it down. Gemini's AI is inherently multimodal. Let's take another example. Let's bring this book back. I don't really have time to read it right now, but I wonder if Gemini can help me summarize what's going on. There's a diagram in the book that looks pretty complex. Gemini, what does this diagram mean? It's labeled the habit line and illustrates the process of habit formation. It shows how automaticity increases with repetition until a habit is formed. Now imagine being able to communicate and understand any language instantly. Gemini can shift its output to different languages with dialects and accents that feel human and natural. Let's test it. Let's translate this sign to English. The sign says, "Private property, no trespassing." Now let's prove this is a live demo. Does anyone in the audience have a suggestion for a different language? Let's try Farsi. Gemini, can you translate this sign into Farsi? It worked. That's amazing. As Sean mentioned, we've all seen translation demos before. But what's new here is that in addition to translating, Gemini can also converse with you in another language. I know Hindi, so let's give this a shot. Gemini says, "You all look focused and excited." And his accent is even better than mine. So why launch XR now? For most of computing history, we've been stuck in the rectangular box of a screen. XR finally has the power to move beyond those boundaries. And now, with the convergence of AI and new device technology, it's the perfect time. Gemini is key to powering Android XR. It's the first Android platform built entirely for the Gemini era, for both headsets and glasses. They're not doing this alone either. Google has been building Android XR hand in hand with Samsung, working on software and hardware together. We're at a crossroads where multimodal AI understands what you see and what you say so you can talk to your device like you'd talk to someone in the physical world. This is the next generation of interaction. Imagine being immersed in a world that understands you and responds to your every move, whether through your hands, eyes, or voice. The time is now, the technology is here, and with Android XR, it's all coming together. Let's be real, Google could have launched this last year or waited 2 more, But they chose now because they finally have the AI engine they've always needed. Gemini is what Google Glass lacked. It's why this is more than a product, it's a new platform. When they say they're moving past the screen, it's not just marketing. They're admitting that screens have hit a saturation point, and the next frontier is making them disappear. That's a quiet attempt to redefine what Android means when it's no longer confined to your phone. We're getting started with headsets as the first entry point for Android XR. Developers building for headsets will be laying the foundation for other form factors that follow, including glasses designed for all-day wear. Entertainment is getting a whole new dimension. YouTube and Google TV are coming to life in immersive environments. Photos and videos captured in 2D can be converted into 3D memories to experience again and again. Chrome in XR will be an infinite, unbounded workspace. And with Google's groundbreaking multimodal AI that understands context, natural interaction will be transformed. The first device for Android XR is codenamed Project Mahan, which means infinity in Korean. XR will deliver immersive experiences in a truly infinite space. Let's see it in action. Gemini, show me VR 180 videos of this place. Sure, it's incredible. Okay, I definitely need to visit here, but I'm also hungry. Let's find a restaurant nearby. Hey Gemini, can you take me to this restaurant? Sure, I can take you to the Clam in New York. What's revolutionary here isn't just the technology, it's the philosophy. Google is framing XR as an environment, not a feature. By saying it processes signals the way you do, they're building a system that watches, listens, and reacts constantly. That's omnipresence. The question is, are we really asking for that? Google is betting that if they can make it seamless and magical, we'll skip right over the privacy questions. But passive interfaces like this don't just require trust, they demand it. And unless Gemini can prove it's more than just another data-hungry observer, people may reject it before it even takes off. Still, if they pull it off, Android XR becomes the default layer of computing for everyone, not because people asked for it, but because it just sort of showed up and worked. Developers are already getting the tools to build for this new platform. The Android XR SDK is here. It's open, uses familiar tools, and will let developers create for headsets and beyond. Even existing apps and games will work on Android XR out of the box, with no extra effort. YouTube has been redesigned from the ground up for XR with immersive video formats and spatial audio. They're taking content beyond the rectangle and into your world. 6 years ago, Google launched AR Core, and developers built amazing experiences. 2 years ago, the AR Core Geospatial API opened up new ways for location-based AR. Now, they're taking the next step with a unified platform for XR, and developers are already jumping in. One of the first big projects is called Asteroid, an immersive, interactive film app built for Android XR. It's a sign that the creative world is already imagining what's possible when you move beyond screens. And here's where it gets even more interesting. While headsets are for specific moments, like watching a game, glasses are for your whole day. Google wants these glasses to blend into your life, to become a part of how you see the world, how you remember it, and even how you interpret it. That's not just convenience, that's a new kind of computing. But let's not forget the risks.